The topic is bodybuilding a sport. Bodybuilding a sport. What do you think? I can tell you that I got the is backwards. Sorry. Instead of IS, I spelled it SI. That's what happens when you rush. So it's really meant to read is bodybuilding a sport, not C. Let me see if I can fix that. Let me see. Okay, I fixed it. Is bodybuilding a sport? So, what do you think? I can tell you that most sports require coordination and conditioning, total physical conditioning, as well as a specific skill. So, a lot of people say, oh, well, bodybuilding doesn't require the same skill as like a track and field, a football player, baseball player, but they forget that there are also other sports like shooting, right? Shooting, you have other sports, car racing, horseback riding. Now, they require tremendous amount of skill, but not the same type of skill that a track and field athlete, a baseball player would require, right? Yet they are still sports. So many people point to that and to like disqualify or try to disqualify, attempt to disqualify bodybuilding as a sport. But if you look at the question of skill, you see this is where not only the posing, obviously the posing, but also the training itself, the movements that you have to master, the muscle control that you have to master. And if people think that is easy, go to a physical therapist, take physical therapy, and try to engage each individual muscle, and you will see how difficult it is, how much of a challenge it is. It's always the smaller muscles. Hey, how you doing, Timothy? Nice to see you. It's always these smaller muscles that are more difficult to control. So anyone could like flex their biceps. But what about their rotator cuff? Internally rotating or externally rotating the shoulder to get the more width or make spread the lats more. It requires, control of the muscles like the serratus, like the rotator cuffs. And I've seen so many. Hey, how you doing, Isabella? Nice to see you. I've seen so many big guys who ignored training of the smaller muscles and they weren't able to pose. They looked like robots. Whereas the guys who worked the smaller muscles, they flowed and they were more aesthetic and artistic. That's another thing. You have to see yourself and look at yourself like an artist. You have to take a good, honest look at yourself because you're trying to create an image, right? Not just what you see, but what the audience sees. How you doing? Hey, how you doing, E10? So, Timothy, Isabella, A10, do you think bodybuilding is a sport? Let me know what you think. I really would like to know. And how many, bodybuilders who look clumsy on stage can still win? Yeah, there are a few. There's a few. But the ones who are they the ones that you most remember? You see somebody on stage, they look like a robot, they move like a robot, they look like The Rock. The Rock is like a Marvel superhero. They just plod, bump, 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 plod on stage, and they just plod, waddle off stage. Do you remember that person? Or do you remember the person who did a nice coordinated movements that matched the music? Yes. How's everybody doing today? Today's another day. So, does anybody follow bodybuilding? I used to compete, and at first I didn't know anything at all about posing. I went up there, and I felt like a little frog in a big lake of barracuda fish, and I got swallowed up. But when I was able to project my own imagination onto the audience, then I became more confident. And that skill, that is also a skill. Psychology is also a skill people don't talk about in bodybuilding.